Greetings. My name is Tom Banton. I run the solutions team here at LeanData, and today I wanted to introduce you to something that we're calling the LeanData Trade Show Fast Pass. It uses both our routing tool and our scheduling tool. So this picture over here is us at the Forrester B2B Summit event in Phoenix, Arizona. It happened the last week of April, so it was last week. That's Ashley from our marketing team. So you might know James Crane from our sales team, and that's one of our customers. And we're working the trade show. And then, this is actually us in the booth. And some of you might know this gentleman right here. That's Rob. He actually built this flow based on an idea that we had. And if any of you have worked a trade show, if you're an SC, you know you have that really excellent meeting with somebody and you want to follow up with that customer or prospect immediately. And so, you try and mark the lead as a hot lead. You try and take notes. You try and connect with the customer as a LinkedIn. And I train my SEs, go find them in Salesforce and find the salesperson and try and connect. And ultimately, what you're hoping for is for that hot lead to make its way from the event to your marketing team, to the SDR, to the AE. And again, we have a saying that sort of, time kills deals. So what we came up with was this idea of booking meetings right from the trade show floor. So this is me actually demoing to a prospect at that same show. You're welcome to scan this code, but just know this is going to actually book a real meeting and it's going to come up with a demo days event that we just did Pavilion. So I really just want you to see that this is going to bring up a form. And probably you don't want to actually book a meeting. This is more just so you can see how it works. But the idea here is that your prospect from the trade show floor would book a meeting, and what LeanData would do is it's going to go find who the account owner is. It's going to use our matching to see if that prospect or account already exists. And if it does, it's going to schedule time with the person that you're talking to. In this case, it would be me and the account owner, and surface their combined calendar right from the trade show floor. Now, the most important part is we're also going to hit the event campaign. So at Forrester, we're hitting the Forrester campaign. In the case of this QR code, we're going to hit the Pavilion Demo Days campaign because we want to make sure we're getting credit to the event attribution and hitting that campaign. And then, and if for some reason you're a prospect and you aren't assigned, then we could go to a round robin pool. In the case of LeanData, we'll go to an enterprise round robin pool or a mid-market. But as you all know, if you're using LeanData, it could be based on territory, it could be based on industry. And to set this up, it took Rob about 5 minutes to build in LeanData and about an hour for our marketing team to tie it all together. So I want to show you the four screens that tie this all together. So the first thing you have is you have our book it link, all right, our booking link. And so if you did scan that code, you saw that it asked you for your first name, your last name, your email, and your company. And just know that there are ways that we could even default this information. The second thing we had to do is we had to go in and build out the routing link. And so this is where when you filled out that information, we said, hey, this is where we're going to build that new lead. And then we look, does that lead already exist? If so, just schedule time with me and that owner. And know that this is built specifically for me, but if you had a big team, we could figure out who actually was the person they were talking to. This doesn't have to be Tom specific, all right? Now, again, if we didn't find the person, we can use our matching to figure out who are we talking to. And again, if we can't match to an existing prospect or record, then that's when we might drop into a round robin pool. All right, so that's how we scheduled the time and figured out which two calendars or which team calendars to pull. The third thing we needed to do was this is where we took that lead, that activity of a new lead, and we added them to, in this case of that QR code, the Pavilion Demo Days campaign. Again, this is a demo, so we built it out specifically, but you don't have to have, everything built per campaign. All right. And then again, one of the key things is somebody might actually look at the form and go, oh, you know what? I'm not ready to commit to actually selecting a time now. So if they drop out of the loop, at least we'll capture that lead and we'll record that activity. And now we can notify the owner that says, hey, somebody met you at this trade show or attended the pavilion demo days, and they didn't actually record a meeting, but you can now reach out to them and say, hey, we noticed that you had this interest. Are you still interested? And they can follow up on it. And then again, best of all, Lean Data is going to actually track all of those meetings. So here's the meetings that again came from Pavilion and Forrester. And as my marketing team quickly pointed out to me, they probably wouldn't actually use the reporting in Lean Data. They would actually go to the campaign reporting in Salesforce. So again, 4 screens to set this up. It took us less than 10 minutes to build this and about an hour to deploy it in our production instance. And again, as we like to say here, you know, time kills deals. Meetings are greater than leads. Yes, leads are a wonderful thing, but what's more powerful than a lead is a meeting. So with that, I really thank you for your time. If you have any questions, my name is Tom Banton. You can reach out to anybody at Lean Data. We'd love to talk about this idea more with you. We're really excited about it. We've rolled it out now at 3 shows. We're going to roll it out at 2 more. And again, thank you for your time.